This is me, I'm Martin the Code, speaking on. I want to talk on something that's very important on social media. That is, well, those who have to forcefully have to get mental health. Like in my case, I was forced a few times in my life that I had to get therapy or I would go to prison. That was when I got beat up by the cops in 2006, July 4th, 2006. And it was astonishing to have pretty much have forced me to get therapy, pretty much against my will. Is either accept therapy or go to prison. Because since I was harassed by really beaten up and harassed by white police officers, right where I'm at, racist pricks. I never support the police, but that's my main reason I don't support the police, because they have beaten me. Which I hate these so-called police drives be calling me, how the nerve I want to donate money to the police. You just beat up innocent civilians. You had the nerve to say why people don't donate, but that's just a whole different topic. Mental health. I was first have seen a therapist, which I don't understand the therapy, and I was talking. I would actually want to refer back to a great friend of mine's, a coolest dude ever. That actually got me interested. And that's kind of top in the first place. He got me inspired is a brother named Winston Wu. Cool Asian dude, which kind of perplexes us. I was actually asking him a question: what's your thoughts on mental health? He actually flat out said that mental health in America is a scam. All they're trying to do is force people on drugs, force you not to really be yourself. He don't really care if your problems and all that. That kind of dawns on me that I'm going these so-called, literally over the years, forced to see therapists. And once again, the second part of my life kind of correlates with the first one. It was added on basically when I was first I had to get it at 16, then year after that 17. So I guess it just got me some community service and some therapy and all that, which technically it was pretty cool. I met people that say, wow, you thought when you're dealing with mental health, you really thought that you're dealing with some psychopaths or something. So like, oh crap, I don't know what they put me in. You know what I'm saying? And I know me and my dad, after that, we had, me and my parents rest in peace, but me and my dad, ever since then, we had nothing but a rocky relationship. Yeah, I was just baffled. I really well, ironically, the therapist I had first seen, my first therapist I ever went to was a black woman, a black American woman. And she was pretty nice and considerate towards me, which was pretty shocking, because I don't say this in malice or disrespectful content or anything, but most of black women interactions I deal with in America, I live in America, are very, sad to say, are negative. But I say, well, I don't know if she was really genuine, being nice, or just politics or so. And that's what I'm going to get into with the third one. I call him Dr. Stu. How's that? I forgot the actual black woman's name. A lot of that was burned up in the house fire, so all my records from that done. The second part, basically, it was the same lady. So basically, I've been there for like since 2006 or 7, so nearly 2 years. Forced therapy against my will. Which was not too bad. I was forced to do some also I was doing some involuntary labor, let me say that, for the Boys and Girls Club, because I was like 16, 17 at the time. So I just said, why not? Also for where it definitely took off the census or anything, but didn't get no record or anything or felony. The third one was when I was 20. Like around 26 or so. At the time, I just had lost my dad, and I wasn't really feeling good at all. I made a stupid mistake, but I mentioned that I was dealing with a lot of suicidal thoughts or so they forced me to go to a psych hospital, which really, my memory there was pretty poor, because they had literally get me on drugs or something. But much as I can remember, there was a weird white dude that I met in there. We're still friends. Time after time we talk. he actually went and got me together or something. I didn't know what the hell was going on when they put me on the drug. My mind was all gone, and I found out, unfortunately, I was type 2 diabetic. So, yeah, I'm going to the store if you ever want to know. So, yeah. Then, unfortunately, he left around the year. It's the therapist with Dr. Stu at the hospital. I was really kind of sad because we were starting to kind of like understand each other, which is kind of funny for a white therapist or so. He was actually kind of like shocking me. So, like, the reason you're dealing with a lot because you're black and you're dealing with racist economy and all that, despite I told him I ain't got no record of felonies and all that. All I wanted is a stable job, try to go to school. You deal with, which is kind of shocking to hear that from a white therapist. I said, oh shit, like, for real? But I definitely want to give that answer to a good fellow named Winston Wu on this from Happy Abroad. That actually inspired me to make this video. I wanted to make a video this years ago that forced to get therapy. It sucks, you know what I'm saying? Therapists, for most of it, starting off was not bad, but as I'm getting older, you know what I'm saying? You're not really, why the hell do we have therapy in this country, you know what I'm saying? I mean, why? We don't have friends. And that's something he actually hit to me, that Americans are so socially disconnected, so fake and fickle, and, you know what I'm saying, so paranoid of each other. What's the last time people in America actually have friends or neighbors they could talk to? You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but I'm very thankful for the good neighbors too. But I haven't heard from them in like, months or so. Which is disturbing in America, how Americans are very, very paranoid. Say, for instance, I said this many times, you approach a woman, she might think you're a sex offender or something. Or you try to say hello to a fellow here in America, just say, hey, what's going on? Dude, what's going on? Hey, what's up? And all of a sudden, like, get away from me. I'm not no homosexual or anything. I'm like, whoa. Like, Americans are very naive and disconnected, socially disconnected, which is kind of ironic and shocking. I'm going to say this part too, that Americans are definitely fragmented. You know, they flat out fragmented, which I get a lot attacked by foreigners. So you say, you don't sound like an American when you speak this way. So I guess to a degree they're correct. And how can I be American when I'm not even looking as American right here, which is funny. Which is how I say I'm very thankful to people who are very open-minded, are foreigners, immigrants, and people around the world. You know, it's kind of funny though that it's funny that once you actually hit something that really occurred to me also, like, what other countries got mental health facilities that force you to be on drugs instead of just let it out, talk it out? My apologies, my alarm's going on. And close enough to my destination, so I had to close this video in a short while. What gets my gears in the grind is you really can't be yourself with a therapist, you know what I'm saying? Because they're looking out for certain key code words, or they might be working for the government and all that, might try to find some weird information they can stick you with, or they might force you to go to either go to a psych ward, or even worse cases, go to prison. You know, I guess closing words, since I'm almost close to my destination in less than 5 minutes, I just want to say, what are my thoughts on forced therapy? It is awful to be forced against your will to get therapy. But for those who truly need it, do what you gotta do. But yeah, that's nothing that hurts really Americans. Americans don't know how to be approachable, don't know how to be friendly, don't know how to do anything. And it kind of dawns on me that I talk to foreigners, immigrants all the time, which I'm very thankful, because Americans do not know how to communicate, you know, unless it's just politics or business. That's all it is, basically. The only time Americans deal with non-Americans is basically just politics or social status, or just politics, basically. But anyway, thank you certainly all for watching, you beautiful people, and Merry Christmas.